Motherfuckers say I dress too loud. They jealous of the fresh new blouse.
Oh!
When your bitch likes my pics, it stress you out.
Yeah.
Beautiful Papi, that's what the special's about. Telling jokes again, get your pencils out.
Welcome back to Show Me Yours with Jackie and Jonny, everybody.
Jackie Agnew.
I'm Jonny DeVito. And today we have a very special episode that we're very proud to bring to you today. I mean, like, it's very exciting, right, Jackie? This is a milestone that we've achieved. You know what I mean, right?
Sure.
It's, what, 37? 38?
36?
36 episodes now we've been rocking.
Something like that.
That's a milestone. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right? And it's not very often that we get to talk about music, and I feel like we did that today. We accomplished that on this episode. And we talked about a brand, a genre, if you will, of music that I'm very fond of.
Yeah.
How exciting is that?
Yeah, it was a solid ep. We're joined by the hilarious Marito Lopez.
God damn, that guy's funny.
If you know him, you love him. If you don't know him, you're about to.
Yeah. I thought you were going to call him sick fucks or something.
So listen up, you degenerate fucks.
Yeah.
Why don't you give us a like, give us a subscribe, hit that subscribe button, if you know what's good for you.
That's yeah, absolutely. Hit all the subscribes, hit all the likes, hit all the shares.
Yeah,
Tell your
follow
friends.
us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
Oh yeah.
Share with your friends. Share us on your Instagram stories.
Do that.
And tag us in it.
Do that.
so we can repost it. If you subscribe to us on the YouTubes, leave us a little comment so we know so we know you subscribed. All right,
yeah,
you
exactly.
dumb fuck. We
Jesus
don't know.
Christ, Jackie! Like, you keep calling them sick fucks and dumb fuck. For the viewership out there, Jackie showed me Mean Girls the other day. I've never seen this film. And it's been around for a very long time. But I'm familiar with all the characters. But I didn't realize that Jackie's personality also very informed by this film. I feel like a lot of young ladies that I've met.
Sure.
But since then she's just been calling everybody a sick fuck and a degenerate fuck. Jackie, I just want to remind you that these are our friends.
I don't think anyone calls anyone a sick fuck or a degenerate fuck in Mean Girls. So
Yeah, no, it's the spirit,
not
Jackie.
very accurate.
It's the spirit of what was coming. I'm more of I follow more of like a thematic, kind of thing, Jackie. But I'm deep. You didn't know that about me, right? But so I dive deeper than just that surface level bullshit that you're talking about over here, right? Like talking about our friends.
I mean, yeah, but this.
No, I'm just kidding. Like, fuck these guys.
This is addressed to those who are watching, who aren't already subscribed
Word.
and following.
I got you.
And obviously, if you're subscribed, count all of this out, all right? It's everyone else that's fucking up, all right?
Word.
Fucking sick fuckos. Fucking gross, demented lepers.
Keep going.
And hey, if you don't want to be a freak of nature, how about subscribe to us already?
Yeah, I think we got that. I think we got that across. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we present to you Marito Lopez.
Welcome back to Show Me Yours, everybody. We are joined by a very special guest today. You might have seen him at JFL multiple times, perhaps on MTV Canada, perhaps on CBC Gem. You might have heard him on CBC Radio, Sirius XM, or seen him co-hosting his podcast, Strictly Beloved Podcast. We are joined by Marito Lopez. Papi is here.
Oh, one of the best in the country, baby. Did we miss one?
All praises due to the Almighty God Allah. And yes, and my name is Marito Lopez, a.k.a. Lil Papi, a.k.a. Little Sloppy, a.k.a. The Feds Can't Stop Me, a.k.a. El Salvador's Ambassador, a.k.a. I Pack It Raw, a.k.a. I Hit It Raw, a.k.a. break your jaw, a.k.a. Latinos are the future, a.k.a. the descendant of the Mayans, a.k.a. motherfucker stop trying, a.k.a. bitches stop crying.
Ooh.
Hell yeah, man.
I
Hell
thought you were
yeah,
just going to
dude.
go the whole episode.
Jesus Christ, could you imagine? Just 100 AKAs, man. You got a lot of name in the streets,
Yeah.
you know?
AKA, and I'm in Burnaby, AKA Burnaby, AKA Burn a Bitch, AKA
Ooh.
Whoa!
Whoa.
You gotta start calling it that.
Burn
Got
a
little
bitch.
Yeah.
spicy
Oh,
there.
dude, man.
Burn a Bitch.
Burn a
Done
bitch.
deal, man. Honestly, we've been looking for new names to call this town for a long time now, and I mean, I can't fucking think of a better one off the top of my fucking head.
Yeah,
This is
I
beautiful,
love
man.
Burnaby.
Yo, man,
Right?
it's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
wonderful
it's
little
pretty
neighborhood,
cool.
man. It's a
Yeah,
wonderful
yeah.
neighborhood. We can't thank you enough for coming by.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, absolutely, dude. No, I have to thank you, okay? This is a podcast. We talk about music every once in a while, but 90s hip-hop is the thing for me. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the end-all, be-all. It changed my goddamn life. And my friend, you brought in one of the GOATs.
Yes.
You know what I mean? One of
The
the greatest.
GOAT.
Oh, okay, we're going to get into that. We'll get into
GOAT.
that.
The goat.
The GOAT.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to say I have a favorite rapper that's featured on this record. I think that is better than Jay, but we're not going to talk about that right now.
Well, we're going to get into it. We're going to
Oh,
get
we're gonna
into
get
it.
into
We're gonna get into it.
Yeah.
Okay,
For
my
but tell
money-
them what album.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Oh, yeah.
this is volume 2. Okay, Hard Knock Life, 1998, Jay-Z.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? After Reasonable Doubt comes out in 1996. For my money, one of the greatest like East Coast New York hip hop albums of all time.
Yeah.
From that, Jay puts out an album every year until like 2003, like Stopping at the Black Album or something like that. It's just a ridiculous body of work in this time. And Volume 2, man, from everything from Hard Knock Life, which arguably might be one of the biggest hits, you know what I mean, of the year, but
So
like all
good,
the way
yeah.
to like the end of that album with Money Ain't a Thing with JD.
Yeah.
Come on. You know what I mean?
Wow,
I cannot-
dude.
I cannot
You're
be
giving
happier.
me my dick hard.
Bro,
I love this shit, bro.
Yeah.
You're breaking it. I feel like I'm on Much Music.
Hell yeah.
right now with the two white BJs.
hell, dude, that's what we've been trying to do for a long time.
That's the vibe.
That is the vibe.
Totally,
I feel
bro.
like I'm a star right now.
You
Oh,
are.
you are a
Yeah.
star.
And
Trust
there's, like, people behind us, and they're like,
Hell
you know, like Speaker's Corner.
Hell yeah,
And
man.
I'm
Fuck
just
yeah.
dressed fresh.
Oh, bro,
Oh,
man,
yeah.
you're the
And I
drip-
almost,
Dressed
they never
so
almost
fresh.
never let me in the country. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Right? But I made it through.
That's why you
Yeah,
floss
yeah.
extra hard on them, though, right?
Yeah.
That's why you had to drip everything you got on,
That's
right?
what you gotta
Yeah.
do, man.
Hell
That's
yeah,
what you
man.
gotta
Gotta
do.
double drip.
Hell yeah.
Ever since
Yeah.
the Cracker stormed Capitol Hill, I said I gotta floss on them as hard as I can.
Oh, hell
I
yeah.
think so.
dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
I
man,
think
you've been
that's the
flossing
move.
like
Can we name
harder.
this episode Ever Since the Cracker Stormed Capitol Hill?
Done.
Yes.
Yes,
you're
absolutely.
Done. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, keep going, man. I love this.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Okay, so for my money, I don't think like there's a lot of rappers there, and I mean I'm the nerdy white kid from Western Canada that has all these opinions about which guy did it better, right?
Yeah.
I think that it's undeniable that what Jay-Z has done in hip hop, there's nobody that's going to be more successful than him, other than like a Kanye West, who he put on in the first place. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But for my money, and when I was a kid, the rappers that kind of drew me in were like a little bit like harder, you know, bust your shit up kind of beats or whatever, Cool G Rap, Onyx, stuff like that. You know what I
Wow.
mean? Yeah, dude, right?
Bro,
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna
you
get
talk about rap
hell yeah, dude.
is like my ASMR. You know what I mean? Keep going. Keep going.
Okay, man. Well, so when I'm getting into hip hop,
God.
when I'm getting into hip hop, it was weird because I was a punk rock kid, right? So
Yeah.
it was all fuck the government, fuck society and shit.
Yeah.
But then I'm like 13 years old. My friends start selling drugs, and you're like, we're not going to rebel against any government right now.
Yeah.
Like we're going to be doing street shit or whatever. And then this music kind of came in and was just perfect for it at the time. And we came with like Ice Cube and Tupac, and we were weird because we were Western Canada kids. It's like, it's got to be West Coast, man. If it's not Snoop, get that shit out of here.
God.
Which was
Yeah.
crazy, which was always
Yeah,
crazy
yeah.
to me, right? So
Yeah.
then I would go, like, I have a massive amount, like, CD collection, record collection, everything. So when I was a kid, I used to love going to used CD stores and shit and start finding all the stuff that just to get broaden that horizon of music a little bit. And the first East Coast hip hop albums that I ever got was Nas. Not Illmatic, it was Nas. It Was Written, second album,
Fire.
and oh my god, one of the best of all
Yeah.
time. And then Mobb Deep, the infamous, after that.
Wow.
So when I'm going and I'm talking to all my friends back in high school, and I'm like, wait a minute, we're not allowed to like this? Like, you guys are just bullshit. Like, you guys just have never listened to this, because some of this shit is the wildest. And then from that, you get Raekwon featured on one of the tracks, Nas featured on one of the tracks, right? And then you can just kind of like, you know, expand that that umbrella out, right? So when you find
Yeah.
Jay-Z, for me, Jay-Z was like the first guy to do it. Like, he's got a line from Reasonable Doubt, like, partner up crazy straight. I'm still spending money from 88, like
Yeah.
old school hustler shit, right?
Yeah.
So there was like old hip hop albums on like there's a Nardwuar episode. You know Nardwuar, the human survey.
Yeah.
Of course.
When he goes and talks to Jay-Z,
Yeah.
he brings him like old Brooklyn albums and stuff. And Jay-Z was like, "Oh yeah, I was a hustler at the time. These guys are actually wearing my jewelry."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like on that. So like when he came in, like I always thought that it was so much more. He was already like at like boss level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, right? And I always loved like the, you know what I mean, stick up kids are out to tag and all that crazy shit. You know what I mean, right? So I think for my money, when I'm listening to like East Coast rappers of that time, I love when somebody brings Jay-Z into the conversation because I don't listen to him as much. I mean, I know all the goddamn words. I mean, I've been listening to it my whole life or whatever. But like Jay-Z is the man, for better or worse or whatever, that I'm always like, oh, that guy is like the pinnacle. So now we need to like look at all the other hungry kids that are around him, like similar to like Memphis Bleak on this album.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
So where did you find Jay? How did you get into this album?
Yeah.
Dude, I've been waiting to be asked this.
Oh, dude,
You know what I mean?
You came on the right
Oh,
show.
yeah.
On my podcast with Dino, he hates when I talk about rap.
Oh, really?
You know what I
man.
mean? Right?
You should just come to our podcast and be the third host.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We strictly show me yours.
Yeah, strictly
I'm too
show
much of a
yours.
nerd with rap, and he
Yeah.
hates nerds.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Because he's so cool.
He just
Right,
wants to vibe
yeah,
out on
yeah.
Dino's
music.
is one of the
and-
coolest
Strip
dudes I
daddy,
ever met.
yeah.
Oh, for
So
sure.
when I love hip hop as much as you do, he calls me a loser. He's like, bro, you're a loser. You're a no pussy getting ass motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Dino,
But I love rap.
I've been fucking and I've been nerding out, so I just want to let you know.
I love rap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I didn't get pussy forever because of how much I loved rap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no
You
shit.
understand?
No.
I lost my virginity at 22
Get the fuck
because
out of
I
here.
was such a geek for rap.
Poppy.
Which is crazy because you
That's
think that
amazing.
loving rap would get you it.
Totally.
But also
yeah.
I was short. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, I was
yeah.
6'3" and confident.
Yo,
like,
yeah,
I
you
was
hate
fucking-
short guys.
Okay, I don't hate short guys. I just said I wouldn't fuck a short guy.
No, but she straight up said, God, no.
Yeah, I heard it. I was there. I was
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
I said fuck no. I didn't say God no. I didn't bring God into it.
Yeah. She's like, I won't bring blasphemy into it. Yeah. But here's the thing. I love rap so much that like I was such a geek. That's all I did was listen to rap. I never played video games. I never played sports.
Yeah.
And my dad was a G. Like my dad played sports. He used to play soccer barefoot.
Oh, no shit,
He used
yeah.
to play baseball with a stick, bro.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
He
Wow,
was
yeah.
a real Latino motherfucking like one of those guys that live in the jungle, but they were amazing at sports.
Yeah, but then so
Right.
when you're growing up, like he'd rather you like turn a wrench, like fix a fucking car, go play sports or do something. You're
Yeah,
just in the
but
basement, just like
I just
studying
loved
rhyme.
rap. I
Yeah.
loved rap.
Right.
And the thing is, I don't remember liking music as when I was super young because I didn't really know English when we
Yeah.
went to the country. But I remember my sister used to play like Dr. Dre, the Chronic,
Yep.
Snoop Dogg, Doggy
Yeah.
Style.
Betcha,
Fuck
baby,
yeah.
you betcha.
All of that shit.
Yeah.
She loved all that TLC, all that stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
and I was like, you know, whatever. I was still a kid, right? And all my white friends tried to get me to like love hockey.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I did to a degree. Like I started learning like white hockey names.
Yeah.
I know everything about '90s hockey because I tried to fit in.
Yeah, fair
Yeah,
enough.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I know
absolutely.
everything about Mike Modano.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
Modano, you know the Dallas Stars, baby?
That mother, Mike Modano. If I was a girl, I would suck his dick. Because that guy is a fucking pure white god.
Oh my god, dude, my brother had his
I mean?
hockey cards and
White
shit, poster
card,
on the
yeah.
wall, everything.
I love that guy.
Yeah,
the fucking
dude.
mushroom cut.
Hell yeah,
Right?
man.
The
Yeah.
swinging cock.
Oh,
That guy
I
was-
would love to see it. He didn't even use a hockey stick.
He
Yeah.
used the dick.
Exactly.
And he had a nice head of lettuce.
Yeah,
I'm talking
dude.
about Brendan Shanahan. I'm talking about Timo Solani. I'm
Absolutely.
talking about Darren Fleury.
course.
I'm talking
Fuck
about
yeah.
Patrick Waugh.
Oh,
Patrick
yeah.
Waugh.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
yeah.
I knew all those guys.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I was just trying to fit in. I lived,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
was Brendan Shanahan. Did I say that
Oh,
already?
of course, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? But anyways, when I found rap, I like abandoned all that.
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
Well,
oh,
now there's
man,
something for you.
That's
right?
just not
Yeah.
for me.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so when I started listening to that shit, it was like the West Coast shit. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is wicked. I love it. And it's so Latino, and there were so many Latino
Oh
gangs.
yeah, absolutely, and like the funk is in there, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But like all of
Totally.
like the
Yeah.
musical
Yeah.
influence that they're stealing from drums,
Oh, yeah.
especially.
Yeah,
Yeah, and there were so
yeah.
many Latino gangs in Calgary, and they would bump
Right.
all that West Coast music.
Oh, no
My
shit.
sister was like around with that.
Yeah.
And Latino gangsters would always like give me toys so they could get dates with my sister.
Hey, there you
Oh,
go.
It was crazy.
Running
yeah,
game, man.
That's
Yeah,
wild.
they
yeah,
loved
yeah.
my sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, my sister was a piece of ass.
I mean, we were all thinking it. You said
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I was trying to picture her in my head. Yeah.
She looked like Chili from TLC.
Oh,
Oh, hell
shit.
yeah.
She's a fly
Okay.
little thing.
She's,
Hell yeah.
she's older than you?
Yeah, she's 5 years older than me.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
No
I
shit.
was like
nice.
in elementary. She was almost high school.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. Yeah,
So basically, anyways, like I loved all that shit, and then I started like hearing about like Diddy,
okay.
like
Yeah,
Diddy,
yeah,
No
yeah.
Way Out, Puffy. Bro,
Oh,
I'm gonna
yeah,
give you the
Puff
whole
Daddy.
fucking thing. And I know
Please
that you
do.
guys
I'm here
stray
for it,
off
man.
and talk about whatever.
No,
but I'm
no.
talking
I'm
about
here. We're
No.
talking rap.
Fuck
It's
yeah,
like this.
fuck
I'm
yeah.
talking about
Let's-
rap.
let's
God
go into
damn
it, yeah.
Jackie, talk about rap.
Oh well, yeah. I'll tell you my
Yeah, this is actually
background.
really funny,
My
yeah.
background with this album. So I actually do listen to a lot of hip hop.
Fuck yeah.
But but I'm from the island, so it's not really like a environment that is like conducive to the hip hop lifestyle.
Yeah.
And so
Conducive to the hip hop lifestyle. Yeah.
Case in point, just
Yeah,
that
yeah,
sentence.
yeah.
That sentence is not conducive to the
That's
hip hop
crazy.
lifestyle.
But yeah.
And so this album I found when I was in high school, and
Wow.
Hard Knock Life, I fucking loved that song. And my first car was a Volvo, and I used to fucking bump this song while I drove to my fucking private school every morning.
Yep.
And you know what's funny too? Is the chorus sounds like you're singing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
For us.
You know,
Yo.
that's funny.
But I love rap. I love it so
Totally.
much.
Yeah.
So, but the first guy that got me into it was Diddy.
Yeah.
You know, No Way Out.
Oh,
was
absolutely.
Like that was the fucking East Coast Chronic.
That record, I mean, like, better now than never, business before pleasure.
Yeah.
P. Diddy and the fam.
Who
Who
you
you
know
know
do
does
it
better.
better.
That shit, that record's unreal, man.
Bro,
Unbelievable.
unreal. And
Yeah.
like that shit was popping. 97. I remember Much Music, Rap City, all that stuff.
Hell yeah.
And like I would listen to Our Lady Peace.
Oh
right? 'Cause,
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Again, the white kids.
Break it up, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And
Gotta
even
get
my
some Can
Vietnamese-
Con in there.
My Vietnamese friends would show me fucking Our Lady Peace for some reason.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna say
Everybody
it for the
trying to fit
record.
in.
I'm gonna say it for the record. The greatest rock album of all time.
Okay.
I'm not even talking about the Beatles, Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin.
Across
Yeah.
the board. Rock
Yeah.
album.
Across the board.
Okay.
Alternative, punk,
Yeah.
Yeah.
heavy metal, all that. The
Yeah.
greatest rock album of all time. Is there a camera?
Right here.
Right there.
The greatest rock album of all time, Our Lady Peace, Clumsy, 1997.
Okay.
Nothing
This is
beats
a hot take. This is a
Nothing
hot
beats
take.
Ray Maida is one of the greatest vocalists of all time.
You're not going to go Happiness is
yeah.
Not a Fish You Can Catch?
I don't even know what the fuck that
That's
is.
the next album that they put out after.
I don't even know what that. I stopped listening.
Yeah. You're
That's
like, you
good.
can't beat
It's
this.
so
This
good.
is the
Couldn't
pinnacle.
follow it.
Yeah.
Right? Greatest vocalist of all time: Prince, Michael Jackson, and Rain Maida.
Okay.
Oh, shit,
Okay.
eh?
Yeah. That's
Top
it.
three:
yeah. Superman's dead.
Prince, Michael Jackson, Rain Maida.
I mean,
Hey, yeah.
unpopular opinion, but hey, we're here. We're
It's
here
a
to say
hot
that.
take.
That's what
It's
we're
a
here
hot
to do.
take.
That's a hot take.
Yeah.
That's a hot poppy take for you
That's a
guys.
hot poppy
Here in
take.
Burn a Bitch.
You bet.
Yeah. So, anyways, Diddy 97, that album.
Yeah.
I loved it, and I remember the first time I listened to it was a cassette.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I don't know who had it, but somebody had it.
It's one of those tapes that just kind of float around all the
Yeah,
homies
yeah.
and
And
shit.
I
like,
loved it, bro. All of it, like just Diddy, the shiny suits,
Oh, yeah.
Mace, right? Like I loved all that stuff.
Yeah.
But then I remember watching like Rap City and all in the mix with
Yep.
Master T, and I saw this video Foxy Brown had with Jay-Z in it, and I loved how like Jay-Z rapped,
Right.
but I hated how he looked.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
how it
Who's
looks.
it? Rabbi said his camel face.
Yeah.
That's what he
Jesus
said.
Christ.
Yeah.
They did.
That's
They
what
called him
Rabbi
a camel
said.
face.
Yeah.
They called him a camel face. And yo, I remember looking at this dude rap, and I remember just being like, I love his style, but he's too ugly for me to fuck
Jesus.
with.
You fucking like when you're looking at a rapper, you're looking at that shit. Like
Back
I'm
in the
always
day.
looking at like lyrical skill and shit. Like you ever listen
No,
to
back
E40?
then.
Can't
That's
get
a
behind
really-
that face.
No, back then, if you looked like Mace, you had a good smile and dimples, I
Yeah.
fucked with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know why, but I just needed my rappers to be cute.
Oh, hey,
And I don't even know why. But
a lot of
they
guys
did.
gravitated towards Nas at that point.
Rappers had to be cute for me back. I was a kid.
Bro, that's
Hey,
the funniest
man.
question
Yeah.
for my roommate to walk into is just like, what the fuck is this?
Bro, my favorite show was Arthur, and
Hey,
I needed
man.
my rappers to be cute.
Hey,
Cute
great,
like Arthur,
absolutely.
yeah.
Fair enough, man.
Yeah.
Fabulous, cute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fabulous, yeah.
Cameron, cute.
Dude,
Yeah,
Nas back,
fuck
come
yeah.
on, man. when
Nas
he came
was
out,
cute,
Yeah.
but I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
when Nas was too like was too much for me back then.
Oh, no shit.
Biggie, all those guys. 97,
Oh,
man,
yeah.
I was a Diddy head.
Oh,
But then
okay.
I remember in because I grew up in the northeast of Calgary, which
Yeah.
is like the hood or whatever, right?
Right.
And we had like a bunch of black kids, Filipino kids, Latinos, Vietnamese, and we were all like, you know, like we were in this section where there was like hardly any white kids.
Yeah.
So I remember this Filipino kid saw me with the No Way Out cassette.
Yeah.
Right.
And Filipinos are fly. They're
Oh, hell
always
yeah.
fly.
Yeah.
They got Jordans.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like basketball jerseys. Like
Yeah,
they're-
yeah.
like, you know, like I used to have a joke that Filipinos are the new black people. You know what I mean? They're so talented, bro.
Yeah, absolutely,
Right,
man.
right.
Dude, they can dance too, man. Come on.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck
dance,
yeah.
play basketball, draw
Yeah.
anime,
Oh, yeah.
all at the same time.
Oh,
Yeah. Shout out to the
Those
Polynesian
are the
Islands.
top three talents you
Yeah,
need. Yeah.
bro. And these guys and rap, sing, all
Oh,
this shit.
yeah.
Even
They
if
got
they
it
can't
all.
sing, they sing their ass off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
They might not be talented, but like
They
I
give it
think the
their all.
karaoke culture or whatever like just takes over, right?
Takes
That's
over.
true.
Yeah,
That's
they love
true.
that
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
So this kid, he saw me bumping No Way Out, and he's like, "Yo, bro, that's bubblegum rap," and I
Yeah.
was like, "Wow,"
Yeah.
because I thought I found the peak,
Right.
Oh, yeah.
right? And he's like, "Nah, dude, you gotta listen to Biggie, you gotta
Yep.
listen to Nas, you gotta
Yep.
listen to Jay-Z."
Mm-hmm.
He said those three names,
Yeah.
Right.
and I remember listening to Biggie, because one of my friends had Life After Death because of No Way Out,
Of course,
Right,
yeah.
and I listened to it, and I just didn't get it. I couldn't
Right.
wrap
Oh,
my
no
head
shit.
around it.
Okay.
It was too much.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right? And then my dad, it was like my birthday, he gave me $20 to go buy a CD
Right.
at HMV.
Hell yeah,
Hell
buddy.
yeah.
Hell
He's like,
yeah.
you can go buy one CD
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah.
My dad never gave me shit. You know what I mean? They never
Yeah,
bought us
yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Right.
So this was a big deal. And I
Yeah.
remember telling my friends, I was like, yo, my dad's going to give me money to buy a CD.
Yeah.
And they were like, wow. all
You're
the
gonna
kids-
bring the new heat home, man.
Yeah, all the
it's up
kids
to you
went
now to get
crazy.
the shit. Yeah.
But I knew what CD I was going to buy. It was Mace Harlem World.
No shit.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Mace Harlem
Yep.
World.
Yeah.
Right? I love Mace. Dimples. Cute.
Dimples.
Right? So then I go to HMV and my
Still
dad's
murder
like,
mace at the time too, not pasture mace yet either, right?
No,
the
I
Harlem
think he
World?
just
Or was that the switch right there?
he already switched.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. So my dad goes to go do something. He's like, I'll be back in 20 minutes. Pick your CD and then we'll
Yeah.
go. Right? So I go and I'm like, oh man, I don't even need 20 minutes. So I
I
know exactly where I'm gonna buy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I go to the new releases section and it's Mace, Harlem World, and he's on the cover like this.
Yeah.
The East
Yeah.
Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
He has the backwards hat, just like a black hoodie and like whatever.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, this is the CD I'm buying.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Right? But then I look over and it's Jay-Z in my lifetime, Volume 1.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
1997, right
yeah.
beside
Yep.
Mace. And
Brand
he
new,
has the
just came out
fucking-
97,
He has
yeah.
the suede jacket,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
right? He has the chain, and his fists are like
Like is
this.
it cross? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
His fists are like this. He has the fucking the stud earrings.
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
Fucking wave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Caesar wave. Like,
Yeah.
And I looked at it, and I couldn't stop looking at it.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
For like 15 minutes, I
Yeah.
stood there and I looked
Yeah.
at that album cover, and I'm like, oh my god, something. They're like, it's as if like my ancestors or the great mighty Allah is stopping me dead in my tracks.
Something saying
Yeah,
like get
yeah.
this
Like,
record.
this
Fuck
is-
mace.
yeah,
Get
this is what you
record.
need.
Get this record, or else you will not evolve
Yeah.
Right.
as
Yeah.
a person.
No
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
As a
Absolutely.
spick.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
so I'm standing there.
That was actually that. Yeah, that was me whispering it from.
So I'm standing there, and I'm like, what the hell? And then my dad comes in and he snaps. He's like, I told you to have a CD ready. Right? And like, Latino parents will fuck you up.
Right.
if you're like,
In
yeah,
the
a little bit
HMV,
late.
at the store, they
Right.
don't care.
They don't give
Yeah.
a shit.
Especially
yeah.
back in the 90s.
Hell yeah, dude.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
didn't care, right?
Yeah.
So I just grabbed Mace, because that was my first instinct.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
I grab
okay.
Mace, I go home, and I loved Mace's album.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Harlem
of
World
course.
is a
Yeah, yeah.
classic. I loved it. I played it every fucking day.
Yeah.
But then I just started evolving, and Jay-Z was on that record too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just started evolving, and then I started listening to Nas. I went back to Biggie, and I listened to Jason. I'm like, yeah, this is bubblegum rap.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Big
So
time.
the next year, Mace drops Double Up.
Yep.
That's his sophomore album.
Yep.
Right.
Right? Sophomore? Second album?
I'm gonna say, well, okay, so he was Murder Mace, but featured on other shit.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head,
But what does sophomore mean?
sophomore
The
means
second.
second album.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was
Yeah.
his second
Yeah,
album.
yeah.
Right? Second album, Double Up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jay-Z, Hard Knock Life.
Right.
Volume 2.
Right.
And the
Right.
fucking single came out.
Yeah.
It's a hard knock life.
Yeah.
Fucking Rap City.
Yep.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't care how ugly you are, bro. You make amazing music.
100%.
And I was just started evolving. And
Yeah.
mighty Allah, all praises due. And all my ancestors, the Mayans, the Incans, the Aztecs, they were, and I didn't know what they were back then. I thought they were just my imaginary friends. Right? But
They just had some crazy headdresses pushing you in,
Yeah,
pushing you in a good direction.
right? And they pushed me toward, and I remember my dad gave me another $20,
Yeah.
right? And he's like, go buy a CD. And I knew which one I wanted.
You
No
had
shit,
to.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
knew which one I wanted. And yeah, it was just like this, bro. Even thinking about the cover, I went to HMV and it's Jay-Z in a black suit, and he has his hand on a Bentley or whatever the fuck it is, or a BMW,
yeah.
Yep.
right? And I knew from there that I'm like, I'm from now on, I'm not the same.
Totally.
Right,
I'm
yeah.
a different dude.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What,
No-
what age are you at this point?
I'm that's like grade 5 maybe.
Hell yeah,
Oh,
dude.
damn,
Hell yeah.
yeah.
98.
Yeah, man.
I don't even know. I
Yeah.
don't know how old I am in 95.
Oh, I was born in
Right, yeah.
1990, so it's easy for me to be like, oh, I was 8 years old in 98. So like, but everybody else, I'm like, how the fuck do you do the math? Like
I was
that?
86. I'm 86.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know how old I was.
12?
You're like 11, 12 years
12?
old, something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so I
Perfect timing. Like that's life changing shit.
Yeah,
right?
bro. I get that album and fucking from the beginning to the end, and I didn't get it. It was still too complex for me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Way too complex.
Like when, like
Yeah.
right at the beginning when Memphis Bleak comes in, like talking about, like, I mean, from like the come up to like the song later on the album where they're kind of having problems and shit like that. Like,
Yeah.
did you get like any of the storytelling or what they were talking about as such a young kid, or did you just know that this is just like this is the freshest? Like it just sounds.
I
good.
just knew for some reason that it was what would define my life.
yeah.
Right.
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
For the
yeah.
rest of my life.
Absolutely.
And from then on, bro, I was rap.
Yeah.
I was,
Yeah.
you know, because the thing is, like, I'm Latino, but I never identified as Latino.
Right.
I never fucked with Spanish music. I hated Spanish music.
Yeah, well, but like, what is like how much is there as far as like Spanish culture for your upbringing to like really influence you when you're in Calgary in the 90s?
Right,
Well,
yeah.
that's the thing. It was just my parents.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say,
You know
yeah.
what
Were
I
your
mean?
parents like
So you're
big
coming
on
home
like
and-
bringing your culture? Or
Oh,
were they,
big time.
Yeah.
Pupusas,
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
tamales. We would they would play like merengue, cumbia, like all
Yeah,
that.
but when you're a
Right.
kid though, like I mean, when you're 11, 12 years old, you're looking for your own thing, right? So
Yeah,
like when
so
you're
I
you're
hated
naturally
that
yeah,
shit.
you're naturally
Right,
going to
of
gravitate
course.
away from
I
that.
hated it.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
like, yeah, man, I had no idea of who I was. So like, yeah, man, like I gravitated towards black culture. That's why when like I hate motherfucking seeing like shit going on in the States
Yeah.
when it comes to like Black Lives Matter and all that, right? Even though I think it's sort of become almost a liberal, you know,
Right.
like a liberal
yeah.
movement, more
it's
rather
like a
than
more,
yeah.
it's almost become like just a thing to say.
Totally.
Yeah,
make
it's
it
like
seem like
virtue signaling.
virtue signaling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
But-
I'm one of the good ones. Hey, black
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I get under the surface that it's like, yeah, man, black people have been mistreated. And I hate that because their culture defined us.
Right.
100%.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm a
Black
white
culture-
kid from Western
Totally.
Canada. I like black culture influenced so much of my
Yeah,
fucking
man.
life. It's
And
ridiculous.
it's like, yo, show love, show respect.
100%.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? America ain't shit without black culture.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Ain't shit.
Nothing.
Totally.
100%.
Right?
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
so anyways, after Jay-Z, man, I just became an East Coast guy.
Yep.
I fucked with the East Coast.
Yeah.
You know what I
Okay,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
I'm that dude, bro. Biggie, Jay-Z, Nas, AZ,
Yeah, man.
Ghostface, Raekwon.
Dude, I'm so glad you said AZ in the top 4 there, man.
Love it.
One of the
Hey.
most underrated. He just put out a new record that's fucking fire. Go check
so
out AZ.
fire,
Fuck
bro.
yeah, dude.
I love AZ. Only problem is he can't put out a great record.
I think. Well, I mean, I'm gonna say like Do or Die, the format. Like he's got a lot of them, but
Yeah.
they're few and far between. Like
Do or
So-
Die is
so-
a classic to me.
100%, dude.
Yeah.
100%. I'll put the format in there, and
Yeah.
like, but like once it gets to like Undeniable and shit like that, I mean, you got that track with like Styles P and Lord Finesse on it,
Yeah.
Large Professor,
Yeah.
the hardest or whatever. Like that is the shit. But then kind of like those hits are kind of coming few and far between. I think you're absolutely
I love
right
AZ.
about that. Oh yeah,
When AZ dies, people are gonna go crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what I love
Give him
about
his fucking flowers now. He's one of the best
exactly.
of all time. Yeah.
One of the greatest of all time.
Fuck
if
yeah.
any clip goes viral, I pray that this one does. AZ is one of the best. Is legitimately pound for pound my favorite MC ever.
I love that you fucking said that. And we'll co-sign.
Yeah.
I'll co-sign that right now.
By taste, though. By taste.
Yes.
If I'm
Yeah.
speaking historically, Jay-Z.
Right.
No, of course.
Okay.
Of
Yeah,
course,
yeah,
right? And I
yeah,
think like
yeah.
that's where like at the beginning of the episode when I said that like for my money maybe not the best or whatever, but he's so undeniable. You can't like nobody is ever gonna do it at the level that he did at the time that he
For
did
sure.
it. You know what I mean, right?
And
even Nas, in my opinion, a much better rapper, a better storyteller. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? There's a lot of the stuff that like I gravitate towards Nas music over Jay-Z's, but like you cannot deny what Jay has done and what he's continued to do. You know,
For
what I
sure.
mean, right?
And I love Nas, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing. I was such an East Coast head that all I would wear is Yankee Phillips.
No shit.
That's it, bro. Tim's.
Yeah.
All of,
Yeah.
I made my mom give me fake Tims at Walmart.
The lugs.
and in the rain,
Yeah.
no, not even lugs, bro.
No, yeah, you get
Yeah.
the Walmart
Payless.
Tims. Yeah.
Like
Payless.
Payless
Yeah,
shoes.
yeah, yeah.
And when it would rain,
Tan
it would turn
joints.
red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my friends would make fun of me. They said, "But look at this guy looking like Santa Claus." Then my boots turned red.
Dude, they're looking for the tree on the
Yeah.
side. Like those aren't Tim's, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't Tim. It was
Yeah.
a twig on the side, bro.
Yeah.
That's how fake my Tims were.
Right.
But I love New York shit, man.
Hell
New
yeah.
York, and anybody that fucked with Biggie, Jay, or Nas,
Yeah.
I hated them. I
Yeah.
hated Tupac,
Really?
bro.
Yeah? Oh
I
my
hated
God.
Tupac until this year.
No shit.
Really?
Yeah, man. I
Oh,
hated Tupac.
See, I will put
Damn.
like I will.
I think Tupac's not even a great rapper. I
Really?
think
Yeah.
he's just a great.
See, I disagree with
Yeah.
that. Like, I will put his body of work, even though the kid died at like fucking, when he's like 25, 26 years old,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
his body of work still will stand up next to any of these fucking dudes. Any of these dudes just for
Yeah.
like intensity. I think like the broad scope of everything that he did from like California Love Style, like Club Bangers and shit, but all the way to like, you know, like the first stuff that he did with like Tupacalypse Now and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Like from like old school hip hop, any fan or any like wave of hip hop that you're a fan of, you will find dope Tupac songs, you know, that
Yeah.
kind of fit in the mix of all that stuff. And like, yeah, I was just listening to You Ain't Shit Without Your Homeboys on the way. Like it's
Yeah.
dope, right?
I was listening to All Eyes on Me.
yeah, hell
You
yeah,
know what I
man.
mean? I was bumping All Eyes on Me.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I've always hated Pac. And
Right.
I never even put him in my top 5. That's how petty I was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right?
Yeah,
'Cause
fair
I
enough,
I
yeah.
couldn't stand him. I couldn't stand no West Coast shit.
Yeah.
I hate Snoop Dogg is so overrated.
Yeah.
He only had that one album, I think.
Oh, dude, the
Dog
Dogfather.
Style.
I'll put the Dogfather up there too. Those two,
Dogfather's
absolutely.
pretty good.
Dude,
Yeah.
oh, get the
Doggy
fuck
style,
outta here,
though,
man.
So fucking good. Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I'll go
but
track for
obviously-
track.
But
Yeah.
I love. You know what though? Even still, I give respect. But the thing is, like Biggie, Jay-Z, Nas, AZ, all those dudes, like
Yeah.
I love. But the only guy who had beef with Jay-Z that I didn't hate was Nas.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
No, it's just
Well, that was like the gun,
Even
and like
now.
that. They were like. I mean, it was almost like shot for shot, right? Like me being a bigger fan of Nas had nothing to really do with it because like, even though like I think his songs were, you know what I mean, like with Ether and all that shit, you can't really fuck with that. But
Yeah.
like Jay is still so goddamn undeniable, right?
He's
like at the end of
so
the day,
undeniable,
right? Like
dude.
it was weird, right?
But
It's
back then, they
anytime-
were-
like you could still say like it's pretty clear to see like in like a lot of those beefs like who won or who had the track that was like, you know, I
but
don't
there
think
was
either
so
of them
much.
lost
There
that.
was so much history with that.
Oh,
with the
yeah.
beef.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It was beyond.
Oh, it was beyond music.
It was
for
beyond Biggie and Tupac.
Sure. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
course, of
At that moment, fucking, you had Wu-Tang going after
Mm-hmm.
Biggie, right? You had Mobb Deep defending Biggie against Pac.
Yeah.
You had Jay-Z taking shots at Nas.
Mm-hmm.
You had Nas taking shots at Jay. Then Biggie died, and then they were.
You also had
taking
dudes
shots-
like Wu-Tang
City
that
is
were
Mine.
yeah. Well, you
Like-
also had dudes like Wu-Tang that were kind of like playing both sides of the fence because
were.
they had shit coming out with Corrupt and the Dog Pound at the same
Yeah,
time that
man.
was happening.
There's
right?
so much
it's- yeah.
history back there, man, and
Right.
like that Nas and Jigga like beef
Yeah.
will always be the most beautiful. Bro, when Blueprint and Stillmatic came out, I remember 9/11 happened. I didn't even give a fuck, bro. That's how crazy it was. Like
Yeah,
all these
dude.
people
Yeah.
died,
Yeah.
and I didn't give a shit
3,000 of them.
because
Because that's not the biggest news in New York this year. That's not the biggest thing coming out of New
The
York.
biggest thing happening in New
Jay-Z
York.
and Nas were beefing, and I was listening to that. You know
New
what I
York's
mean?
got bigger things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
They're
I was
on the up and up.
Yeah. Do you know that there's bigger conflict in New York right now than 9/11?
Yeah, 9/11 happened. I remember I had my Walkman and my headphones, and I was listening to Takeover, and I was like, whoa. And people were like, bro, Osama bin Laden just bombed the whatever. And I was just like, I don't give a fuck.
Man, Brooklyn just bombed Queens on this
Yeah.
track, dude.
Brooklyn just bombed Queens. Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
But yeah, man, I've always been in love, and I still to this day, and I love rap now because you see all the people that we grew up still killing it.
Absolutely.
Jay-Z and Nas are still the best, man. Jadakiss.
Dude,
Jadakiss had like a new resurgence.
Dude, like the people have been sleeping on that dude for so goddamn long, and there was a big kind of like a crew track that came out a long time called Johnny Blaze. That's got
I bump that every day.
Dude. I mean, as for me, like Johnny Blaze ain't a damn thing changed. Come on, I was fucking 11 years old. Like I've been walking down the hallway singing that shit in my head, like you know, for fucking ever, right? But when Jada comes on that song, Jada's like his features on everything is so fucking dope, and I think that a lot of like he won't get the shine until now, like until the resurgence happens, because he's always been himself, and that's like, you know, yonkers, hard as fuck. But with a smooth kind of voice and shit, so he can hop on these like big fucking tracks, but he's still going to be talking about jail yard shit, like stabbing you in the shower and stuff like that. Like Jada never really takes anything off of that, which is why like I gravitated towards so much of like the harder shit, bust your shit open beats. Like I was like fighting and selling drugs or whatever. Like we were like really kind of going in that direction. So for like the bubblegum stuff, I was like, I mean, on Friday when I'm trying to talk to girls or something, I'll put that shit on at the party, but not in my headphones when I'm like, you know, trying to make it home safe.
Yeah.
Right? Like the shit,
man.
the shit that you need to listen to for that. And like Jada and the Locks were, I think like fucking like really definitive for me as like a young kid of like, I'm tall, so I'm always going to get fucked with, right? Like everybody's always going to try to test me or whatever, right? And like it happened time and time again or whatever. But like that East Coast shit, it's snowing in fucking Western Canada. It's cold as fuck, you know what I mean? It's dreary and shit. You're fucking, your socks are fucking wet, that whole thing. And you're walking home and like, you're probably going to have to fight somebody on the way home, you know what I mean? Right. And that was that for shit or whatever. Like that was that thing that I needed that was a little bit better than like upbeat fucking like 90s ska music or whatever that I was listening to at 12 years old, or you know what I mean, that I was also like there was that like kind of deciding point where I had to go one way or the other. And like you said, it was so clear for me that like the East Coast had that shit, because like if you're just gonna be like a West Coast hip hop fan, it better be sunny every fucking day. Because I can't do California Love in December when I'm fucking pissed off and I'm walking over
with like the
shit.
funky beats going.
Yeah.
You're just trudging through snow.
Totally.
I didn't fuck with it. And I grew up in Western Canada
100%,
too.
right,
But I was always an East Coast guy, bro. Even with comedy. Even with comedy.
Okay.
Well, even with comedy, like I was always like my goal. Well, I moved to Toronto.
Right.
I lived in Toronto for like 8-9 years. That's where I became an established comic.
Right.
That's where my career like popped off. Just for laughs, all that shit, hanging out with like Dave Merhesh, like those dudes, like like really good comics, and it made me better.
Totally.
I still have that Toronto style, which is like ranting, yelling.
It's I mean, it's a breath of fresh air for a lot of comics that are here. Like we're a lot of like tight writers or like jokey, you know what I mean, stuff like that, where you can see a lot of I'm not gonna say this everything, but everybody kind of has their own style, but you can see a lot of people kind of like you know, biting when somebody's trying to like get a setup across, and they're doing like a Bobby Warner, right? Because everybody kind of writes jokes the same way or whatever. When you came, it was just a breath of fresh air. Like,
thanks, man.
It makes you stand out so much in the comedy scene.
Absolutely. Like you came in like a fucking bomb. First time I saw you, we looked at each other and we were like, oh, like we're checking this guy out. Like,
dude. The other week when my dad and cousin came to the show, they could not stop talking about you afterwards.
Your dad's the greatest. He
Yeah.
heard a lot.
Dude, Timmy's fucking.
He heard a lot.
He sat through some shit, man. Big Dick Tim, he knows what's up.
Yeah, man. Is it Jimmy or Timmy?
Timmy. Well, it's Tim. It's Tim. It's Tim. He does not go by Timmy.
Please start calling
He does
him
today. He does today.
Fat cock Timmy.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you that. Can you say that?
Sure, go for it. You'll love
can you
it.
say it?
Can I? No.
The fuck's the matter with you, man?
Fat cock Timmy is so funny. Okay, but what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So then I moved. After when the pandemic started, my brother got sick, so I moved back to Calgary because it was so far.
Right.
To like go back and forth.
Totally.
And the pandemic fucked everything up in Toronto.
Hell yeah.
Right.
So then I was just like, fuck. Look, man. I'm established enough in Canada that I could live anywhere I want.
Yeah.
Which is, I know it sounds arrogant, but it's a fact.
Yeah.
I could go wherever I want in the country.
Yeah, I don't think that there's any hint of arrogance coming. You worked hard to get that.
I was gonna say, you worked
exactly.
for
So
that.
you earned
So
that
I was
spot,
like, fuck it, I'm going to go home to Calgary. But then I just need to live in a big city.
Right.
I love big cities. And
Hell
Calgary's
yeah.
a great city.
Yeah.
But I'm like, man, you know what? I've never tried Vancouver.
That C train will kind of get old, you know what I mean? You just keep taking the circle around. Come on. You know what I mean? You want to get out of there.
Yeah. And Vancouver has just always been a dope city with great comics.
Yeah.
And one of the guys that came up with Chris Griffin.
Oh, no shit.
He in Calgary.
Right,
he moved here.
Yeah.
And I moved to the east.
Yeah.
And that was the running joke in Calgary is that like one guy went west and one guy went east.
Yeah.
No shit.
So
yeah.
I'm like, yo, I'm gonna go out west,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Totally,
and like
yeah.
just switch it up.
Yeah.
And coming out here and like reading the books that I was reading during the pandemic, like about like my culture, like Latino culture, Black history,
Yeah.
Indigenous history in Canada.
Yeah.
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 I was like, fuck, man, there's so much things in Western Canada
Yeah.
that people don't talk about, like
Totally.
how Indigenous people are mistreated,
Absolutely.
all that shit. And then I started learning about LA. Like Mexicans,
Yeah.
Salvadorians,
Yeah.
Yeah.
all the, and then like Latin America, like all of our indigenous roots and my ancestors again.
Absolutely.
They
Yeah.
started
No,
kicking
definitely.
back in, and then I started loving Latin culture.
No
And I
shit.
hated it.
Yeah.
No shit.
And then I started loving cumbia, salsa, all
Right.
that shit. I love it now.
Hell yeah,
I listen
cool,
to Spanish
man.
music, bro.
Right.
doubt.
I fuck with all of it now. And
Yeah.
now,
Well, I mean,
is the
better late
first-
than never, right? I mean,
Yeah.
fuck, like,
Yeah.
I mean,
and then, bro, one of the biggest collaborators and one of my mentors is Dino Archie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And he's a West Coast guy.
Yeah.
He's from Fresno. That's the Bay Area.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the Tupac stan.
Hell yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Even on our podcast, I was like dissing Tupac, and he was like, "No, man, fuck
Oh
that."
man,
Yeah,
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 no. If he
yeah.
ever needs another fucking another one to stand in that corner, I got his back.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. Too.
He's too short. E40.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, like that.
Outlaws.
Well, that Bay Area shit. Like, I think, like, I mean, obviously with Too Short and E40, there's dope, but there's some funk that's coming out of the Bay Area, specifically LA. Kind of has its like its thing, but like the LA hip hop scene is not the Bay Area. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
it's so
Way
vastly
different.
And when you get up there and you start talking about like, you know, Del the Funky Homo Sapien, hieroglyphics and all that shit, like the Bay has like its own you know, brand of like there's gangster shit, there's pimp shit there, there's like wild off the wall spacey shit there, there's also like cocaine shit, Andre Nicotina and all that stuff
Yeah.
kind of coming from that stuff too. You know what I mean? There's it's such a slept on region, I think, of American hip hop.
Big
for sure.
time, and I
Yeah.
feel like they're finally getting that love.
Yeah.
Because I saw a meme.
Well, like G-Eazy, I think, came out of there, and then like
Yeah.
I think he put on a couple of his people and stuff, which
Yeah.
is good to see.
And I saw a meme of like West Coast Kings, and it was like Snoop Dogg, Too Short, E40, DJ Quick,
Hell yeah.
Pop, Cube,
Yeah.
like all those guys.
Mhm.
And I was just like, oh man, this is great. But Dino got me into that shit.
Right.
Dino, look, I'm wearing a Tupac
Yeah.
shirt.
I was gonna say, man, for a guy
I
that's
was gonna
talking a lot of
talking
Tupac shit.
about Tupac
wearing an
wearing
LA
his face.
fitted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm wearing
Yeah.
Dickies.
I was
You
gonna wait
are,
for that to
yeah,
come around, and
West
this is the
Coast-
Cali classic,
yeah,
bro.
yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
that, like,
you are
that
all
look,
decked out in West Coast
Yeah.
gear.
I mean,
yeah,
as a white kid from Canada,
Yeah.
like, look at my fucking look is taken from that shit. I'm
Yeah.
wearing
Yeah,
Converse
it's a
and fucking-
toned down version.
Toned
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
Or like the punk rock version of a fucking stupid band T-shirt or whatever. But
Yeah,
that's the
And
look.
I credit that to my man Dino.
Hell
Because
yeah.
Dino
Nice.
got me into that, and like, and I've always wanted to move to New York,
100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
even before comedy.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wanted to
Yeah.
be like a hip hop head,
Totally.
go to where it was born,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah, I wanted to go there too. As
Yeah.
not only the birthplace of hip hop, but the birthplace of punk rock as well. So like my
Yeah.
two favorite things in the world came
that's
from
so
the same
fire.
city.
Yeah,
man. It's
and
wild.
but then I always wanted to be a New York comic, the Cellar, all
Hell
that
yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
now, especially after living in Vancouver, and I love this city
Yeah.
so much, I'm never leaving Vancouver. Even if I go to the States, I'm always gonna have
You're
a
gonna
spot.
You hear that,
Yeah.
haters? It's
Yeah.
fucking here to say.
Come on.
And you know what? And
Yeah.
I'll go on the record and say it: is that Vancouver is the best comedy scene in the country. And
yeah.
I'm a Toronto guy.
Yeah.
No
I'm a
shit.
Toronto cat.
No
Yeah.
shit.
I'm a Scarborough Raptors, Drake.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I love all
Oh,
my
you'll
dudes.
meet my roommate. He's from
Yeah.
the same
Yeah,
neck of
yeah.
the woods. Yeah.
I love all my dudes in Toronto. I love that city. Made me who the fuck I am.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But Toronto has its head stuck up its own ass.
Totally.
Ah.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Toronto comedy thinks that it's the only thing that exists.
No
Yeah.
shit.
And I was even in that. I
Yeah,
got
yeah.
lost in that.
Of course.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then I came out here and I started seeing all the goats out here, like Dino, Sophie Buttle,
Yeah.
fucking Ivan Decker,
Yeah.
Simon King, and I've
Yeah.
known Simon forever.
Yeah.
Chris Gordon's another guy of my mentors.
Yeah.
He's from Calgary, but he comes here all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
hilarious.
Like Gavin, Matts, like
Yeah.
Totally.
so many dope.
So many. Yeah.
Chris Griffin,
Yeah.
he's a Calgary guy too.
I mean,
but-
honestly, like
Yeah,
that,
it's a
like
really-
that
yeah.
list of comics that you mentioned, like who was really popping in Canada more than
Them.
that
More than
handful,
these people,
right? Like, I mean,
yeah,
if
yeah.
the only thing in Toronto. If Toronto's the only thing, then how come none of them are on that list of people? You know what I mean? It seems kind of
Yeah.
weird. Is it like insulated like that? Like you guys just feeding off each other? You know?
Well,
Because like if you have a big enough scene there, then
Yeah.
you can, then you can hype yourself up, right? But if nobody's like doing what you guys are doing and actually making splashes outside of the city,
Yeah.
then what the fuck does that mean, right?
exactly,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, because Toronto has their names and all that, and I was one of those names,
Right.
Totally.
right? But now I'm like here,
Yeah.
and it's crazy.
Hell yeah.
I love this city.
Oh,
it's
hell
so
yeah.
good.
Oh, we love
But
having
now even more than that, I want to, instead of going to New York, because I do want to move to the States,
Yeah.
I'm going to go to LA now.
No shit.
Right.
Not only because it's the West is calling me,
Yeah.
but there's Latinos there. There's
Yeah.
Mexicans.
Yeah.
The Cholo, the Chicano
Yeah.
movement, Salvadorians.
What about Cubans and Puerto Ricans? You not fucking with it?
I love
You gotta go.
Don't fuck
I
with
love
me.
Big Pun.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's another name that I love.
Right.
Big Pun is a fucking East Coast legend.
Right,
I love
right.
Pun with
Yeah.
the passion. Like all those Puerto Ricans, the Dominicans. I love that accent.
Right.
But something about the West Coast is calling me, man.
Yeah,
And it's like bringing me home. And I think that there's going to be a big revolution
Yeah.
in Canada
Yeah.
that comes from the West with indigenous people.
Oh,
And
I think so.
I'm
Yeah.
calling it. Because, like, I'm not even calling it. That sounds arrogant, but like, there's
You
so
heard
many-
it here first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many great artists out here who are
Totally,
indigenous
yeah.
and they're young and they're seeing all the shit that their ancestors and that their grandparents had to go through.
Yeah.
And they're like, fuck that.
Yeah.
We're not going to go through that.
Yeah,
We're going to
yeah.
evolve. We're going to grow and like uplift ourselves and our culture. And I think that's so beautiful.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
to be in the city, and I came here and I started going to protests,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah, and I
love it.
think in BC, people are just sick of like the rest of the country not really giving a shit about us or like
Yeah.
thinking about us at all because we're so removed from the rest of the country.
Yeah.
And you can even see it now in like all of this like extreme weather we've been having.
Yeah.
And people are like, fucking someone like help us, someone do something about
Yeah.
this. And I think, people are getting sick of it. And eventually like that something's going to snap and like
Yeah,
people are
'cause-
going to fucking rise up.
Yeah.
And like to your point about Vancouver comedy too, I think just like there are so many like hungry comics out here, so it
So
forces
many.
you to
A
be
bunch of
better.
us.
And like the audiences, they don't give you easy laughs. Like you really
They
have
don't.
to work for
and,
it. Yeah.
And thank you
Yeah.
guys for being so nice, saying that whatever. But bro, I came out here bombing.
Right.
We're really.
Yeah.
My style was too much
Right.
for Vancouver.
Yeah.
And Chris Griffin warned me about that. He's like, bro, this
You're gonna have to
isn't-
tone some of that
You gotta
down.
have
Yeah.
to tone it down.
Right.
And yeah, man. And also, I'm an Alberta cat too, so I say
Right.
like pretty dumb things.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
Laugh
Yeah.
sometimes,
Just
right?
get some
Yeah.
wild shit.
Right?
Yeah.
Like because Alberta loves that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And but out here, it's like, no, man, this city makes you great.
Totally.
Into a great comic.
Yeah.
And case in point, like I love watching my dudes. Like and I call them my little brothers because they're younger than me and,
Yeah.
and they're you know.
Yeah.
But
Like Malcolm,
Bobby
Yeah.
Warner and Malik,
Yeah.
dude.
fucking
Two of the
beasts.
best in the
Yeah.
city, man.
Two of the
Like,
best, and
two
I'm
of my
so
favorites,
proud of
dude.
them.
So fucking
Yeah.
I'm
good.
so proud
So
of them
fucking
because
good,
I
yeah.
knew them when they were kids.
Yeah.
I knew them when they were like, not nothing, but they were these like
Yeah.
these just kids with-
Hungry little micers coming out to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
the scene. Yeah.
and like they're only like 5 years in or whatever the case may be, and they're great. And they come from my city.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Calgary.
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
yeah.
man.
You know what I mean? That's Calgary comedy. And I'll say some controversial shit, but Alberta comics are the best in the country. We, you know, and you know BC, but look, Sean
We're
the
sitting right here.
Yeah.
Man. Come on.
I know, but Sean LeComber, fucking, I don't know, man. Like Sean
Yeah.
LeComber's so dope. But I love being in BC, man. And then
Yeah.
like, seeing y'all do your thing, like you guys are grinding, hitting mics, and that's
Hell
so
yeah, man.
refreshing
On the come
to
up,
see.
yeah.
Yeah, and I
man.
think it's like, because like you said, like with Bobby and Malik, like every fucking show we do, we're like doing shows with world class comedians. So
Like,
again, it
very,
just
very
forces
good,
you
yeah.
to fucking work harder
Yeah.
because you're like, I don't want to fucking embarrass myself on stage following Bobby right now.
Totally.
Like I have to
love
fucking
that.
grind
Yeah,
this out.
absolutely,
Yeah,
totally.
yeah,
And then,
yeah.
but like it also makes you think too, because the laughs in here like aren't as easy to get, right? So like at a lunchroom or on a job site, yeah, I'm fucking hilarious, but you can't take that bullshit, you
Yeah.
know what I mean, to a stage and think that the same thing is going to work, right?
Yeah.
So you get to do that, like that mental exercise of saying something funny, you know what I mean, when you're around your friends or with the boys and shit, and then kind of taking that and go, oh, okay, how is an audience going to perceive that here? What's going to work
Yeah.
in East Van, and what can I take to kids? And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, how can you like massage that or whatever, still get the same, you know, still get everybody feeling the same way that you're feeling about that, but know how to tweak it so that the room won't turn on you for saying the wild thing or whatever,
Yeah.
right? So it's a
Yeah.
fun,
I love
like, really
that.
weird
Yeah.
exercise or whatever. But like,
Yeah.
it's
and you guys are like dedicated. You guys are doing podcasts. You're out every night.
that's
Yeah,
what,
yeah,
literally.
trying.
It's the only
Yeah.
thing that we want to
Everywhere.
do.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that we want to do. Man.
Yeah.
Even when I'm just walking the streets, I see.
We
Yeah.
say exactly, dude. We're in your shadow,
yeah,
man.
we just don't
We're trying to
sleep.
learn,
We
man. We're
just
trying to learn. We're like, what does
patrol,
Marito do?
I just see, I'm just smoking a big
Yeah, man, we
cigar.
got steaks and
just
pupusas
walk-
and shit. We're just trying to do.
Just walk past you smoking a
Yeah.
huge cigar on
Huge
commercial.
shit.
Yeah.
I love Commercial Drive.
It's awesome.
Oh, man,
it's
that's the
a great
neighborhood,
area.
dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
I love the city, man.
It's the only
Yeah.
place that I could disappear in the city because every dude is wearing like a black T-shirt and
Yeah.
just like
Yeah,
tattoos and shit. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
anonymous. I look like just every one of these
Yeah.
assholes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man.
Fucking A, man.
Yeah.
So how old were you when you started doing comedy?
22.
Okay.
Hot dog,
Okay.
okay,
Shit.
yeah.
22. I've been doing it for 12 years now.
Damn.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah. Nice.
13. Almost 13 years.
Fuck
Shit.
yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That is
Jesus Christ.
crazy.
When
Damn. Yeah.
what was the point when you're in Calgary and you're going fuck, like there's something like, was it for a different, like a change of pace or for more opportunity or whatever? When
Well,
did you realize you had to go?
I just hated Calgary because like it was such a very like white headliner dominated.
Right.
Yeah, dude. Well, like
Yeah.
I mean, a guy as fresh as
Yeah.
you, like all my experiences in Calgary, I'm like, fuck, man, that would be
Yeah.
that'd be a hard go.
It was all
Yeah.
guys that talked about like Tim Hortons.
Right.
And
yeah.
like if you didn't do comedy the way they did it, like
Mhm.
it was like they thought that you were a hack.
Yeah,
Right.
And I
sure.
talked about my culture. I talked about rap.
Yeah,
And
Mhm.
and like here's the thing too is that like it just made you feel unwelcome.
Mhm.
And you know what? There's no hard feelings because I love all the old headliners that like
Sure.
I came up
yeah,
with
yeah.
Yeah.
because they did teach me
Right.
and they took me under their wing, but they were just a little like stuck in their ways.
yeah,
Yeah.
fair
And
enough.
And that's
right?
what I
Yeah.
never want to be.
Right.
what I
No,
mean?
of
Yeah, you
course
want to
not,
keep
yeah.
growing and evolving.
And
like
evolving
as
and-
you
But it's,
change
I mean, it's good
and
for
as
you to see
comedy
that, right? If you
changes,
can see
yeah.
that, then you know, like, okay, this is how those guys were doing it. Now you know, like, oh, I could take a little piece of that or whatever. But also, like, let's bring people into the fold. You know what I mean? Let's not discount everything just because it's new or different or
Mhm.
whatever.
For
right?
sure.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
sure. And like I just wasn't doing that style
Yeah.
of stand up. And here's the thing too is like I remember I was on the road with one headliner
mm-hmm.
and I love this guy, but he was just like backwards thinking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, I won't say his name, but he was like, yo, who's your favorite comedians? And I said Chris Rock,
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle,
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Right.
And then he was like, oh man, like you only like them because you're ethnic,
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
right? He's like, you
That's a
have-
weird fucking way to say it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like, you have to understand that the best comedians are Louis C.K., Bill Burr, and Patton Oswalt,
Jesus
which
Christ.
are great comics.
Yeah, but like.
Yeah, but to say
Oh, you
like,
only like them because you're ethnic. You have to understand the three best comedians are these three
It's
white
like-
dudes.
yeah,
get
the fuck
like,
outta here,
what?
man.
Yeah, and I hated it.
Yeah,
But
of
Yeah,
course.
back then, I
Yeah.
was so like, I
Yeah.
just wanted to be good
Right.
that I
yeah.
took his word for value.
Right.
Of course,
Right.
I
yeah.
thought it was real.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
But now I'm like, no, man. Like,
Mhm.
and he would always say that they wrote for like the white guys wrote for the ethnic guys.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
but
they
those
wrote the
ethnic guys
material.
write for the fucking, like, I mean, especially with
Yeah.
Chris Rock and Louis C.K., like, their early careers, like, there's a lot of trading back and forth
For
between
sure.
the two
Yeah.
of them. They work together on so much
Yeah,
fucking shit,
yeah.
right? Like, so
Yeah.
to say one guy is responsible for the other guy's success
It's
is
so
fucking
stupid.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I was even before the whole scandal, I never really fucked with Louis C.K. because he was
Fair
so
enough. Right.
smart
Yeah.
Yeah.
and like smug when he would like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I hate that shit.
Fair
Right.
enough.
Stop trying to
yeah.
act like you're Mr.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know,
My dick's
everything.
big.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like
Yeah,
whatever.
fair enough.
But obviously, I still like give it up to his genius. He was still great.
Oh, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Like, I
you
mean,
still
well,
have
the
to
level of
respect
output
him.
and all that stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
like, whatever happened, you know, you could say whatever you can say
Yeah.
about that. But I
Yeah.
mean, there was.
Like respect
There
the
was, there
work
was a,
that
there's
he
a
did.
yeah, there's
yeah.
a definitive 5-year period where like that guy's untouchable. There's nobody putting out
Yeah.
as much shit
Mhm.
or the quality of shit that he was
And I
doing
love,
at that time.
I love
right?
Bill Burr too.
of
Oh
course.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
yeah,
He's one of my
he's
favorites.
One of the
Definitely.
best working.
But then
today, but
when
yeah.
Dave Merhej, like Mark DeBonis, Alex
Mhm.
Pavone, Toronto guys,
Yep.
right? Like they started coming out to Calgary and touring, especially Dave.
Mhm.
Dave switched me. Dave was like me. Dave Merhej
Mhm.
was
Yeah.
like me finding Jay-Z.
Right.
No shit.
know what I
Hey,
mean?
Yeah,
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 yeah.
It was like that moment when, again, the ancestors pushed me.
Yeah, I don't
Right.
have to do this here. I could do this a different way.
I
You
can
know what
do
I
this
mean?
somewhere
yeah.
else.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
shit.
And like Dave told me too, like that Toronto style, he looked like Drake. He had the beard, he had the jacket like this,
Yeah.
and the backwards hat,
Yeah.
and he would like rant on stage and be like, "Yo, man, you know what I mean?"
Yeah.
And I would like be in the back and I'd be like, "I do know what you mean. I do know what you mean."
Yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
I loved him, bro.
yeah.
I loved Dave, and I
Yeah.
was a creep.
Right.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like
Yeah.
I was a creep to Dave. Like I would have known him. I'd be like always asking him questions.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
Trying to hang out with him, and I was drinking back then, so
Oh,
I'd just
okay.
be
Yeah.
a drunk idiot.
Yeah,
and he'd be
yeah.
like, "Man, get away from me, bro!
Totally,
Yeah,
yeah.
You're
yeah.
too much. Like,
Yeah.
get the
Yeah.
fuck out of here." I was like that guy, like
Right.
that young comic
Right.
that
Yeah.
I was annoying.
Yeah, just clinging
And,
on.
and
yeah.
I remember being hammered and being like, one day I'm gonna open your special, man.
Yeah.
and get kicked out of the bar.
Yeah.
And then fucking 10 years later, I did open his
Fuck
special.
yeah. Fuck
Created
yeah.
special at Montreal, and I'm sober. He's sober.
That's
we were
That's
praying.
awesome.
We did like Muslim prayers to Allah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like on a Golden Globe nominated show.
Oh,
Right?
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
yeah.
I'm in
He's
America
killing
now.
it. Yeah, he's popping off.
He's one of
Fuck
the
yeah,
best.
man.
Yeah,
That's
He's the
awesome.
best stand-up comic in Canada. Period.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean? And
yeah.
like and then like all that came through, but it's because of him I moved to Toronto, and I developed my style. I started talking more about being ethnic and being
Right.
Latino, but at the same time, Toronto, as much as it made me a comic, a better comic, it did make me get. And this sounds arrogant, but it got me used to killing.
Right.
Fair
You know what I
enough,
mean?
Okay, yeah,
It
yeah,
got
yeah.
me used to killing.
Oh, if
Yeah.
there's a town for like that you get like an easy laugh, and that would be like, I mean, I could see how you could get like in your head about that. Because
Got me in my
We
head.
did a show in Montreal, man. And I bombed out here with the same fucking material. Took to Montreal, and we were fucking tearing the roof off that fucking place. And I didn't
Yeah,
know, you know,
like-
what was the case, right? Maybe you're like, oh, I just like this town likes to party,
Yeah.
or whatever
Yeah.
the case is, right?
Yeah.
But like, if that was to go on for years,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And then when I came, I just started getting complacent. I started getting scared to do new things.
Right.
Because when you do new things,
You don't
You
kill.
bomb.
Yeah,
you're taking a chance, yeah.
right, you're taking a chance.
Yeah.
And I started caring about what other comedians think about me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if other comedians see me bomb, trying
Yeah.
new stuff,
Yeah.
they won't think I'm a headliner anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
That stupid,
Yeah.
Yeah.
dumbass
Yeah.
lie that
Yeah.
your ego will tell you.
Totally. Do
Totally,
the shit
yeah.
that works. Play the hits.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then when you do that, you ain't growing.
Totally.
You're
No.
not evolving.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how hard you kill.
Yeah, yeah.
You're not growing.
Yeah, and then
Totally.
everyone else is going to surpass you when
Yeah.
you think they're bombing because they're doing new
And
shit.
these
They're
kids
growing
too,
and getting
like
better.
Bobby and Malik, they started getting better than me when I first moved here, and that made me so mad. It made me so mad because I'm like, these kids ain't shit without me. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But that's so stupid.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
they're them and they love me and I love them. And
No,
like,
of course.
Yeah,
But
of
comedy will
course.
do that to you. Like, I mean, one day or whatever, you'll like, you know, you're looking at your best friends, and the next day you're like, "Fuck this!" You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It'll do weird shit to your head.
Yeah,
For that.
yeah.
exactly. But yeah, man. Like I owe everything to Toronto, but I also had to get away from it too. Like I had to
Of
get away
course.
from Calgary.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
now
yeah.
I'm in Van and
Hell
like
yeah.
getting to know all these dope comics like you guys and all these other people and like and doing a podcast with Dino.
Mm-hmm.
I
Hell yeah,
believe in
man.
that podcast so much.
Dude, that
And
looks
yeah,
great. It
it's
sounds
so
good. man. You guys are
good.
fucking
You know what I
awesome.
mean?
Oh,
Which is-
we barely
Dude,
get
we
any
know
views.
exactly what
Yeah,
you mean.
Yeah,
Yeah, but this is so fun and
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
At the end of the day,
yeah.
it's just something to like to do. Because I mean, other than this, like I could be sit like smoking weed, and watching The Simpsons or something, not progressing, not getting better, not doing anything, right? So like, I mean, at least having it in a conversation, you know, doing shit. Like I'm working on a whole bunch of new shit that after we hang out here, I'm gonna kick some jokes at Jackie and stuff like that. We're just gonna keep, you know, I mean, that's just it's constantly like it is work, but at the end of the day, like you don't want to do anything else. So like, what the fuck?
exactly.
And like to have a podcast, it's really like an excuse to get to like sit down with comics like you who we like and admire and get to have like a fucking, you know, hour-long conversation. Whereas like you
Yeah, that's
don't
what
do
happened at
that.
the
You
bar.
don't do that at the bar at a comedy show, you
Yeah.
know?
Totally.
Yeah, yeah.
exactly.
Absolutely. This is our little like it's our little in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
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 We're like, come here, come
Come
here.
here. It's a nice place. I mean, come on. I mean,
Yeah.
I understand it's a little bit out of the way, but you know,
I
mean,
love
it's
it.
a good hang, right?
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that.
Burn a bitch.
Yeah, hell
Burn
yeah,
a
man.
bitch.
Yeah.
She's,
Burn a bitch PC. Yeah.
I mean, she's got some legs on her, right? She's young, but you know what I mean. She can move a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
That made me sound like a little bit of a creep, but I'm fine. With it.
But this is a dope like setup that you guys have, man.
Oh hell
Thanks,
yeah, man.
dude. Yeah, we're
No, this is dope, dude.
we're
We're
doing
actually
pretty good
fucking
at-
like we're hitting the hour mark, Ben. This has been so.
Yeah.
We want to bring you back. Like sometimes we'll go long just so we can like drive
Yeah,
the whole
fuck
thing.
yeah.
Yeah,
But we're
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
fucking we're gonna cut it at the
Yeah.
fucking hour here, and then we're gonna invite you back because this has been
All
Yeah.
praises due to the
All
Almighty
praises
God
due. We
Allah.
should do a crossover podcast.
Oh,
Strictly show me yours.
Yeah,
Fuck
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Strictly
Strictly show me
yours.
yours,
Yeah,
beloved.
yeah,
Strictly
yeah.
show me your beloved.
Yes, yeah,
That's
yeah,
fire.
yeah.
You
Hell
should
yeah.
hit up Dino.
Dude, that'd be fucking fantastic.
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Absolutely.
great.
Yeah, man. Wait, dude, where can the people find you?
Yeah.
And if I even before you say that, every motherfucker that's listening to this right now is for my money is one of the funniest fucking people in Canada. So stop what
hands
you're
down.
doing and go watch his shit.
Come on.
Yeah,
I'm serious.
yeah,
So I'm not
seriously.
blowing smoke up your ass, man.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Like, you're gonna see a different style here than you might see if you're a Vancouver comedy
Yeah,
fan. You know what I
totally.
mean? Just come check out Marito.
Instagram, No Champagne Papi. I also have a blog called maritolopez.wordpress.com. And yeah. And also you could just catch me just smoking a big stick
Hell yeah.
down the street.
You find him
Big-
outside
Hell
the
yeah,
spot,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
smoking a-
Cruising
Oh,
down
can I spit
commercials.
bars?
Bro,
Oh fuck
bro,
yeah! Please do.
Please,
Please do.
Let me find this.
Oh,
You
yeah,
can
get
edit.
after it.
Yes.
You can
fuck.
edit. I even had to stand
Oh,
up.
dude,
Oh
don't even worry
yeah,
about
yeah.
it, man.
You gotta perform to
Hell
the
yeah,
camera.
man.
here.
I love this.
I spit
I'm
raps
so
so
excited.
fucking long.
Love
This
that
is
you guys are giving me a chance
Hell yeah.
to spit.
This is an
hot
honor.
Fire.
dude. Please.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll rip a hole in the
We got
ozone
front
and leave
row
you sucker
seats here.
spinning in space and spit in your face to show you how a clitoris tastes. At
Oh!
this pace, bitches will never finish the race. I play the shit from your tape and make you admit it's a waste. You're always after the cash or after the ass, but you'll only be ashes and gas after the blast. It doesn't matter if you made a matter of mass or release a rap so powerful they're shattering glass. So put a rapper in the cast from his neck to his toes, dissecting my foes, peel away the flesh from the bone, testing the dome and see if it can take the pressure from blows that I throw like small stones inside a cyclone. I'm terrible beating you fags and tearing the beat into fragments and eating rappers like tarantulas feeding habits. You drop lines that you crush hard dimes, but your cock size will make her eyes roll counterclockwise. We're having fun. That's rap with me, rap with me, Marito. Rap with me, Marito.
I hate when white guys rap.
It's about intricate bars, baby.
No, that was great, bro. I love that.
I love it.
Okay, here we go. White bitches on my dick. It makes my poor mother sick.
Oh.
She said, mijo, you're the shit.
Ooh.
But please do not forget,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you'll always be a spick.
Oh.
Ooh.
So I grabbed 2 clips and said, sniff. Motherfuckers say I dress too loud. They jealous of the fresh new blouse.
Oh.
When your bitch likes my pics, it stress you out.
Yeah.
Beautiful Papi, that's what the special's about. Telling jokes again, get your pencils out. Shirts off, make the breasts go out. And we ain't even touched the math yet. Add this up, you talk shit, get your mask wet. Cause I got blood ties to Aztecs.
Yeah.
Make a thug cry, we pass threats. So stop your blood clot crying. The kid, the dog, everybody dying. My words come from Mayans, no lying. I'm northeast enough to move bricks. And if I'm in a bad mood, shit, might fuck around. Suck a dude's dick.
Yeah.
Fire.
All praises due to the
All
Almighty God.
praises
Allah.
due.
Absolutely.
Oh my
That was
god.
fantastic.
Thank
Over
you
and
so
out.
much for coming on, dude. That was fucking awesome.
Shit.